When biologists want to talk about life in a big scale, use terms like biosphere. The biosphere consists of all life on Earth and parts of the Earth in which life exists, including land, water, and atmosphere. Ecology is the scientific study of interactions among organisms and between organisms, and their physical environment. The ecological studies might focus on levels of organization that include species, population, communities, ecosystem, and biome. A biotic factor is any living part of the environment with which an organism might interact, including animals, plants, and mushrooms. And a biotic factor is any non-living part of the environment, such as sunlight, heat, precipitation, etc. Some tools in ecological methods are observation, experimentation, and modeling. Living things operate with energy. Organisms need energy to grow, reproduction, and their own processes. Organisms are called autotrophs because use solar or chemical energy to produce food by assembling inorganic compounds into complex organic molecules. Photosynthesis captures the light of sun and uses energy from sunlight to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Other autotrophs, such as alpha-bacteria, use the energy stored in chemical bonds in a process called chemosynthesis. In both cases, energy-rich carbohydrates are produced. These organisms carry out a process called chemosynthesis, in which chemical energy is used to produce carbohydrates. The food chain is a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by eating and being eaten. Organisms that rely on another organism for energy and nutrients are called consumers. Primary producers are a mixture of floating algae called phytoplankton. Web is a network of feeding interactions. Primary producers are a mixture of floating algae called phytoplankton. Unlike the one-way flow of energy, matter is recycled within and between ecosystems. Elements pass from one organism to another and among parts of the biosphere to closed loops of energy as called biogeochemical cycles. There are many ways in which the processes in both the biogeochemical cycles can be classified.
A trophic level is a step in a food chain of an ecosystem. The organisms in a food chain are classified into their trophic level depending on their feeding behaviour. The number of steps an organism is from the start of the food chain is a measure of its trophic level,